Hey, this is Kat Threadgold. I'm just jumping on to share a word that I hope encourages you. Just on the road with my gorgeous husband. We're off on a date night to a prayer meeting and then dinner with friends. So I've had the opportunity to just jump on and just share. So this week I had been praying, and the word I'm sharing is about those who are feeling like there's a lot of instability or mess in life right now. And this week I was having like a vision with God. He was showing me all these amazing like promises and stuff, and breakthrough and answered prayer that he was showing me to encourage me that it was coming. And I was like, that's awesome, God, but you know, things just feel so unstable right now, so shaky. And he spoke to me about this, and then he said to me, which he often does, this is not just a word for you, this is a word for my people. So the Lord said to me, what feels like instability right now, what feels like things being messy, what feels like things being uncertain, is actually the sifting and the shaking of God. So, and then he kind of showed me a picture of like our lives, and they're just like, you know, shaking. So nothing is going to feel stable when there is a shaking and a sifting going on, right? And so there is a sifting and a shaking going on of his body right now, of my life, I'm sure of many people's lives, people I've spoken to recently, a lot of friends and people in our lives, they're all going through a shaking. And he was really just like saying to me that the church is going through a sifting and a shaking, and what it's doing is bringing up all the things to the surface that will not serve his purpose in our lives, in the church, and in what he's wanting to do. And he gave me like a strong encouragement, you could say a warning, to allow him to remove everything that comes up to the surface in the sifting and the shaking, because he said that quickly there will become a building season. Quickly there will come a time where we begin to build. And it took me in my mind to that verse in Jeremiah 1 verse 10 where it says there is a time to tear down and uproot, and then there's a time to build and to plant. And the Lord had impressed on me that there is going to be a quick shift suddenly into there being a time for us, I know for my husband and I, for our household, but also for the body of Christ to begin to build again after the sifting and the shaking. And that whatever is left after the sifting and shaking is what we will have to build upon for the next season. And the next season, what we build is going to have to stand firm through what will be one of the most intense seasons for the church before the return of Christ. I believe he's coming soon. I believe we're seeing all the markers of him returning really soon. And I believe that this next building season is going to be a building of something that more resembles Acts 2 and Joel 2. And it will be something that has to stand some major persecution, major challenges, personally and as the body. So I was just so encouraged to allow God to say, yes, God, cleanse me. Anything that's coming up to the surface in the shaking is not for our guilt, our shame, or our condemnation, but it is the Lord saying, I love you and I'm trying to prepare you for the next season, because the next season will suddenly come upon us and it'll be a time of building. And as we begin to build whatever it is that God has mandated us individually and corporately, or as a couple and family unit ministry to build, we want all that rubble out of the foundation, because you know, being having a family business of construction and building and architecture, we know that if we leave major rocks and stones in the foundations as they're being poured, those foundations are going to crack and give way over time. So I just want to encourage you, if you're feeling like things are unstable, if you're feeling like things are shaky, if things are messy, it's because the loving hand of God is sifting and bringing things up to the surface because of the good plans he has for you in the next season, the good plans he has for us as the body and the bride in the next season. And he wants that stuff out so that what is built will stand just like it says in Matthew, I can't remember the chapter, but it says that, you know, that every work will be tested by the fire of God, and the ones that are actually founded on him will stand. So I just want to encourage you, don't feel like discouraged that things are messy. Don't feel like, oh, you know, my life is like a write-off, or things are just too far gone. Know the season you're in. It's really important to know the season you're in, because then you know how to respond. So if you have the good hope that God's going to suddenly bring a building season upon you, a fulfillment of vision and dream that he's given you, then you'll be able to take the encouragement of God and say, in this season when the sifting is happening, I am going to allow those things to be removed. I am going to allow those things to be taken out. I'm going to be humble. I'm going to be repentant on behalf of myself, my family, my household, my city, my nation, so that God can really come in and do a great work and establish something that will stand for the purposes of souls and his kingdom. And there really is a big emphasis on souls in this season, because he's coming really soon. So I just wanted to encourage those who are going through a rocky time. It's the hand of God. It's his love. You know, the enemy does come in when we're down and try to kick us, but God is sovereign. And I believe that everything that we experience passes through the hand of God. And so I just want you to be strong and courageous and know that he is doing a good thing in your life. It's not the enemy. God is in control. So be blessed, and I'm sending love to everyone. I hope that was encouraging.